Good evening, Facebook, and those throughout the rest of the universe. I am here today, D to the J, with the roll away with my sister from another mister who is back and ready for action, Miss Sunshine herself, Shayna Thomas. Try not to laugh. I understand. It's all right. Shayna girl, so glad to have you back. How you doing?
I'm doing good, good. Much better, DJ.
I tell you, broken rib ain't nothing to play with.
It was fractured, DJ. It wasn't broken, it was fractured.
Fractured, broken, cracked rib ain't look. I'm used to eating ribs, not cracking them. What you?
I tell you, leave it up to me. I gotta be the one to do something very interesting.
Well, I know it hurts. Everything you do hurts. It hurts to breathe. It hurts to move.
In the beginning,
and you just have to. I mean, when it's fractured like that, all you can do is let it heal. Did they tape you up at all?
No tape up or anything like that. It was a closed fracture, so that was good. Thank God for that. But nope, they didn't do any taping. No, nothing. Let me tell you something. I sat in the emergency room for 8 hours?
Whew.
Yes. And then now I want to say, although it's during COVID, of course, they were very, very safe. And I like the way that they did things because my doctor, of course, I go to where my doctor is, emergency room wise. So of course, I let my doctor know, hey, I have to go to the emergency room. I let him know what was going on. And he said, okay, good. Thank you for letting me know. So once I got there, they did my x-rays and things like that, but they set me aside to take me somewhere else so I wouldn't be around so many people. So my doctor was able to call the emergency room head doctor that was there during that time to let them know my situation and how I couldn't be in a group of people because of my immune system. So it worked out well. Overall, no complaints.
So it's kind of like a concussion. There's not much they can do. You can't put your head in the cast. You just have to kind of wait it out and see where you go. A lot of things have been going on. Again, this show is unfiltered. We are not on Let Go Radio. We are live on Facebook. So if something is said that y'all don't like, I'm going to let you know we're sorry, but what comes out, comes out. This is raw and unfiltered. It is the way it is. And I try to keep it clean as I can, but I can't guarantee you 1 or 2 F or 7 or 8 F-bombs might not go because on my last show, we got it done. And I was so grateful to Christina for her being able to.
You know what? DJ, before we get started with today's show, and sorry for cutting you off, I just want to let you all know God's still working on me, so I may drop something now I'm supposed to drop, but I want to thank everyone. Not only you, I want to thank everyone that reached out to me. I want to thank everyone that stepped in my place here on the show while I was recovering, so I want to thank everyone.
It was just, like we said before, our group is family, and we watch out for each other, and when one hurts, we all hurt, so and we check in on each other. Shayna called me and I called her throughout the weeks but again, I wanted to let her rest, and it was always the case of, well, I don't want to call too much because the phone rings and then you jostle to get the phone, and if it's not right by you, you hurt yourself getting the phone. And I'm like, look, I ain't gonna be the one hurt or worse. I'm gonna just let her rest a little bit. She gonna call me when she need me. But I did check in and do what a brother's supposed to do. Now, we talked a lot. Just to recap last week's show. Last week's show was phenomenal. And last week's show was hard. I have not mentioned on the air what I'm going through, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to air my dirty laundry on Facebook. Sometimes I don't air my dirty laundry on Facebook. It doesn't need to be. Hey, Cindy, how are you? Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you being here. We talked about staying in a toxic relationship. Now, that so many people do so often for the wrong reason, and they think they have to stay, but you don't. And we covered a lot of reasons why. Go back and check that out. That is on the YouTube playlist under Get Real with Wheels Talk. and that is the second playlist on my YouTube channel. My SCP Does Not Define Me. It is also on my Facebook page, DJ Carter Jr., and Jr. is spelled out. It's spelled wrong, but it's spelled out, and I spelled it wrong on purpose because I wanted to be the only one with Junior spelled that way. So when somebody says, I can't find you, I say, yeah, you can, because I spelled Junior wrong. Just go look. So they find me. But anyway, this week is a little bit different because I get a lot of questions on this. And this is probably the biggest question that I get in our relationship series. Out of all the questions I get, other than sex questions, is a relationship with a disability. Hey Kim, how are you? All right, so let me say two things. A relationship with a disability, with a person with a disability, one or both, takes work, just like a regular. Come on, CP. Yeah. A regular relationship takes work. Mm-hmm. A relationship with a disability, one or both, takes work. Now, here's the thing, and I've noticed this a lot. A lot of people are scared to get into a relationship where someone has a disability because they feel like they're going to have to take care of them.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so DJ, go ahead, Tanner. I had to tell you this. All right. So while living with my disability, I haven't been in a relationship. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how it goes with being in having a disability and having a relationship. I don't know how that worked yet. It's by choice. It's not because of my disability. I choose. I just choose not to be in a relationship because, like I say, I need to know me. This is something that I wasn't born with. I have to learn me first. And what good would I be to someone else if I don't know me first?
Well, and that's something we talked about in the past 3 series. You know, when Shayna went out after the first series, we talked about in episodes 2, 3, and today, we talked about you have to know yourself first, and you have to understand yourself first, and you have to love yourself first before you can love anybody else.
Absolutely.
And it's one of those things where when you go through life, if you're not happy with yourself, you're not going to be happy with anybody else because you're going to keep bringing your flaws on them or vice versa. And it's going to be one big ball of back and forth yapping and fighting and all that stuff. But there, you know, go ahead, Shane. I didn't want to cut you off.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But it's like you say, DJ, you dragging, you know, other things on. Then you're going to become the bag lady or the bag woman. In every relationship you go into, you're going to bring those bags of issues, bags of problems into that relationship, and that's not good. But DJ, I'm very, very curious because I was one to think, if I get in a relationship, will this person look at me and say, oh, poor me, I have to do this for her. I have to do that for her. I'm looking at it more as, would this person think of me as a bother? You get what I'm saying?
It honestly depends. That's a great question. It honestly depends on the person, because in every relationship I've been in, every single one has ended where the other person got tired or something happened with the other person. You know, it's not who did what to who or anything like that. It's just, it's a lot of work to be in a relationship where someone has a disability, but you also can lift each other up where, you know, your strengths and weaknesses are.
Heck, DJ, that could happen in an able-bodied relationship.
Right. But see, here's the thing. Everybody has baggage.
Yeah.
Everybody has problems.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't look at it. I never want to look at somebody that has a child or somebody that has a disability as bringing in extra baggage. Okay. The problem that a lot of people face is they look at the extra and they say, oh, this is too hard, when you don't even give the person a chance first to see what the hell is going on.
Yes.
It takes, and we've said this in all 4 series, and at the top of the list is communication. It takes communication in every facet of a relationship, whether it's complicated, whether you're married, whether it's you're just roommates, whether you're just fuck buddies on the side, whatever.
Wow.
I mean, I'm just saying, look, if you let the person know, I ain't here to judge nobody. I ain't saying I'm gonna do all that, but I'm just saying,
to each his own.
I'm not going to. Some people just want what they want, and if you're upfront in a relationship, in whatever relationship that is, and you communicate, this is what this is what's going to happen. Nobody's perfect, as Kim said. And I think it's a point of you've got to get to know the person that you're with.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I have to have help with my socks. I have to have help with my shoes.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. That's something that I have to have help with. Anybody that's with me is going to know that. My wife knows that. It is tiresome, for her to have to put on my shoes and put on my socks and help me with jeans and small buttons and things like that. But I budget the money. I budget how things go. I pay the bills because that's where she struggles. So again,
yes,
it levels out. It levels out to what you want to do and how much effort you're willing to put in. So can I sit there and say, I mean, it's all sunshine and rainbows and all that and stuff like that? No.
Oh, I like that, DJ. I like that.
I mean, hey, I got an itch. I got to get rid of it.
Hey, got to do what you got to do.
I just a lot of things it's new, and you got to remember, in a relationship, before you commit to anything, for the love of God, let the newness wear off. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to tell y'all, the first 3 months, the first 6 months, the first year can be great. But when you've had a fight with that person and the shit has hit the fan, and you're like, well, she said this and I said this, and you realize, okay, now the filter's off. Mm-hmm. Now the gloves are off. Now we're going to see what's going to happen. And it starts becoming real, and you start discussing the real issues. Some people with disabilities don't want kids. Some do. It is difficult because some can't have them but still want them.
Yes, exactly.
You can adopt. There are children around right in the US of A. You ain't got to go to some other country over here and then good old USA. Find you a child that needs love, and that's all you got to do.
Now, hell, I got two right here. Anybody want?
Lord,
we don't have to fill out the paperwork. Once I know where they at, you can have. I'm paying. I'm really paying.
You know what? My mom used to say, I'll put you out on the market, but 10 minutes later, they're going to give you back.
They're going to pay me to take you back. So, yeah, I understand. But I can just plan, y'all. I love my babies.
I just, that's the thing for me. I always wanted children. But my bother was, and my thought was, I got to be able to take care of myself first.
Bingo.
And could I live on my own? Yes. Would it be stressful now that I weigh more than I did? Am I losing weight? Yes. But would it be stressful? Yes. I have to figure all that out. That's why I have a roommate. I know things are, it's tough. It's tough either way. And when you're in a relationship with somebody that has a disability, it's going to be tough if the disabilities are different. I'm not saying it won't work. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it won't work, but I'm going to tell you right now, it is going to be difficult if the disabilities are different.
Yeah.
Because you don't truly understand a person's disability until you walked a mile or rolled a mile in their shoes.
Yes.
And that is the truth when it comes to life. Mm-hmm. That is the truth when it comes to a relationship where one person has a disability and the other person does not.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. There's an understanding there that has to be. And when I say has to be, you can't say you get it when you truly don't understand. Yeah. And if you truly don't understand, grow a set and ask somebody. Look, you got to be real, and that's what these series are about. These series are very real. I'm not pulling punches here. A lot of people ask me when I'm dating or when I'm on a dating site, do I come out front and tell them I got cerebral palsy right off? Yeah, let me tell you why. First fucking thing they're going to see when they meet me is my chair.
Hello.
Bada bing, bada boom. It is what it is. I got CP. If you don't like it, kiss my ass. Move on. Thank you very much. Next day, moving on. That's it.
I was just going to tell them kick rocks with no socks on and glass, but okay.
I mean, stub your toes all the way through. I'm just letting you know.
And walk on hot coals while you at it. But
I just, I don't believe in pulling punches with disability.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to be honest.
I'm going to tell them 6 weeks after they know me. No,
you can't do that.
You cannot be scared. You cannot be scared of who you are.
It's like you're being ashamed of you.
Right. And your disability, no matter what people says and no matter what someone does, your disability is part of you. It does not define you. Wednesdays at 2:00. See what I did?
Oh, nice plug there, man.
Yeah, got it. And Sunshine on Wheels on Saturday. Make sure y'all.
I like that plug too.
Yeah, hey, got to get that in there now. But here's the thing. A lot of people in relationships hide behind their disability.
Oh, yeah.
I can't get a job because. I don't want to get a job because. Mm-hmm. The fact is, you're too lazy and you don't want to try.
Or you know what else? I think it may be, DJ. Like I said, I haven't been in a relationship yet, but it may be, oh, poor me. What is they going to think if they have to help me do this? What are they going to do if I need them to go get that? But a lot of people worry about those things that I say it doesn't make any difference here. Mm-hmm. This is what I have. This is what I have to go through. Is either you in or you're out. Mm-hmm. And I can't get mad at you. If you don't want to be a part of it, well, bye. And you have a great day. You get what I'm saying?
The hard part about it is, you've got to kind of take it as it is. Like we talked about, we mentioned this earlier. The relationship comes with certain things that don't change. Mm-hmm. Okay. That doesn't mean that it's not going to get better or not going to get worse. Okay. When you're in a relationship, now here's where I've mentioned this before. Marriage and dating is different, people.
It's totally different. And it's not different because of participation.
When you're married, it's till death do us part. When you're dating, you're trying to find shit out. Okay.
Now, DJ, do you really think some of these people are in it till death do us part?
I can only speak for me. I can't control what other people do. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. I don't say I'm in if I'm not in. Mm-hmm. I don't say I love you if I don't. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm not gonna say till death do us part and wear that ring if I'm not in it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's not me. That's now other people. Like I said, I'm not gonna speak for other people because it don't matter because I'm only worried about me. Okay.
Facts.
And I if I had to answer honestly, pull the gunpoint. No, they ain't in it. They in it to hit it, quit it, and run. That's it. Mm-hmm. Okay? They think it's going to be better.
They can get out of you.
They think it's going to be better sex because it's marriage, and you think you own them. Some people think they own the wife. They own the husband. Women are in it too. Oh. Go ahead. No. I saw the eyebrows raised for a minute.
Okay, now I want to say this, DJ, and I'm not trying to offend anyone. Do you really believe? Well, I can't say do you really believe, but do you think a lot of people, whether you have a disability or not, get married because of, I guess, it's sex that can be had all the time? Does sex play a major role in your, your relationship?
Again, speaking for me, sex is not everything, but it is needed. Men and women have needs. Once, twice a week, once a month. Okay. A lot of people go every night. Okay. That's great for them.
Oh my good grief. I know they sleepy in the morning.
Morning, noon, evening. I've dated all sorts of people. I've dated a person that just wanted sex. I dated a person that was a nympho.
Hold on. Pause. Put your feet on the brake. Cut the wheelchair off. You dated a person that just wanted to have sex. How did that make you feel? Or were you okay with the fact?
I was pretty good because I was getting what I wanted. But see, here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest. After a while, you get tired.
Really?
Because when there's nothing attached to it, sex without love, you might as well do it yourself. Understand what I'm saying?
Oh, sex without then. Oh, okay.
Sex without love, you might as well do it yourself. When there's nothing attached to it, when there's nothing that when there's nothing that's attached to it and there's not love there, it's not really, there's nothing to make it concrete. That's why people give it up so quick. And once you give that up, there is no going back.
Ain't no coming back from that one.
That's the ultimate form of bond to me.
Yeah.
Again, speaking for me, there's someone out there for everyone. The right person will come along when you least expect it.
You got that one right, Shari. Oh yeah, I believe it.
I agreed with that for a long time, and that's the way I felt for a long time. But life is that. It's the hey Daniel, how are you? Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you coming to the show. It can be. It can be, and that's where you want to watch out, because once that moment passes and it's already done, there's regret.
Now I gotta say something.
You never want to live your life with regret, ever.
Yes, I have to say something, because Daniel said something important here. Is that moment kind of thing. Now, my uncle used to tell me, in the heat of the night. That's what he would call it.
Remember the series, right? Remember the show in the heat? Yeah.
In the heat of the night. And then when it's all up and over, things have been done. You may be proud of it. You may not be proud of it. But you got to be careful when it comes down to that heat of the night.
Well, and you got to be careful what you say.
And make sure you use a condom.
And the best sex is safe sex if you don't want kids. Or
STD.
But again, people think condoms prevent STDs. They don't.
Kind of help.
Gotta be careful. Gotta look at what's really happening. That's why I say people share things too hard, too fast. 2 weeks ago, that was the topic of the show. That's why I'm doing this series. That's why we're doing this series, to let people know sex isn't everything, but it's part of it. Okay? I was 23 with my first. Okay? Do I regret it? No. Did I love her? Yes, more than anything. So I thought. It's that point of, what does the love really do? Where is the love really at? When you've gone through it, and when you've been through, and when you've been married to a person, and you've survived, and you've been through the fights, and you've been through the you did and you said and she said, and that's why I said you got to go through and see who the person really is before you decide to commit. I have seen long distance relationships work. I've seen them fail. I've seen short distance relationships work, and I've seen them fail. I've seen people just date somebody because they don't want to be alone. That's the wrong reason to date.
Oh my goodness, those kind of people. No offense to you all that's out there that can't be alone. they really work my nerves. It really gets on my nerves. Don't you think you would get tired of keep having every Tom, Dick, and Harry in your bed? Give it up. If you got to keep having someone to make you happy, then there's something wrong deep down inside that you need to get worked on. Because
if you can't be happy being alone, you're never going to be happy with somebody either. Because again, there's an acceptance about being alone, and you find out things about being alone that when you're together that you bring to the table to the other person. I love what Miss Sherry says right here. A relationship takes work. Both people have to be invested. I said last week, I don't care if you're in it for 6 months or 6 years. It takes work, and sometimes it can get damn well complicated. And sometimes you just got to break away and say, if I don't get out of here, I'm going to pull my hair out. But I will not raise my voice to my wife. I will not get angry with my wife. And if I get angry, I will step back and say, no, DJ, no, don't do it.
Yeah, that's what we all should do.
I've had to learn how to control my temper in my present because I've lost my temper so many times in the past.
Hell, we got to learn how to do that even if we're not in a relationship.
And when it comes to being in a relationship where someone has or both have a disability, frustration is going to come up. You've got to be able to communicate what's on your mind. You've got to be able to talk about what's on your mind. And if you don't, like I said, don't talk about it when you're angry. Calm down, let yourself cool off, take a second, realize where you're at. Don't approach it angrily because you're not going to learn anything. All you're going to do is say something that you regret, and then both of you are going to be mad at each other, end up saying more shit, and the next thing you know, I don't want to see you, I don't want to see you, and it's over. Too many people do things too fast without thinking and without realizing, let's just try to talk this thing out and see what's really bothering you. The same thing we've said in most of these series: honesty, teamwork, realism. You've got to be real with yourself, and you've got to be real with someone else. Because when you lie and when them lies come out, let me tell you, Lord Jesus, that's my number one.
Another can of worms.
I can't stand someone lying to me. When somebody lies to me and I found out about it, or I find out about it, that's going to be, there's a strike one. There's no strike two. There's no strike three. I'll give them one chance. You lie, all right, fine. Don't do it again. You lie to me again, that's it. Once you break those trust barriers, same thing we talked about last week, and a lot of these run together because a relationship has to be both sides. It can't be one. It's never always one person. It takes two to commit into a relationship.
But I mean, if you're poly, I believe it's more than two. It's however many you want. It takes how many of you want there too to make it work.
Can you operate a ship by yourself? No, you cannot operate a relationship by yourself because Absolutely it takes more than one. Okay. One of the biggest mistakes that happen in a relationship with a disability is people expect too much from the other person.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Y'all have got to sit down, and you've got to be real about your disability. You've got to be real about what your disability is. If the other person doesn't understand it, if the other person doesn't know about it, spend a couple of weeks talking about it. You don't have to talk about it every week. You don't have to talk about it till you're blue in the face, but spend some time talking about it. Use that time to prepare. You know what? Look it up your damn self. Read a question on the internet. And if you got a question about it, go to the person that has the disability and ask them. Don't assume that the internet is right, because doctors are not always right and the internet is not always right. Absolutely. I will tell you that firsthand. Common case, CP is not genetic. Just because I'm born with it don't mean my children will be.
Mm-hmm.
Sherry says it's okay to be alone. Use the time to prepare for the one. You can do bad alone.
You got that jargon right. Absolutely right. I agree with Sherry. And you want to know what, DJ? I always say that for some reason, I don't know what it is, but I feel like deep down inside that I may come across one guy that wants to be a mama's boy or wants you to treat him like he's a baby. And my thing is, I can't stand it. I can't do it. I will not do it. I already have 2 children. I don't want to have a third one that I'm going to lay in bed with.
But you understand coming out of that what you can't do. That's why I say you've got to weed out your garden and you've got to find out what the real is. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't make mistakes. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't do things wrong. But I will say I try my damnedest to be the best man I can be. And that's good enough for me.
And that's all you can do.
Okay. And sometimes you can do everything right and it's still not working.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes everything can go right and you go, where did I go wrong? You didn't go wrong. It just didn't work.
Yeah. And it is what it is.
You can be in a relationship and that relationship become a comfortable pair of shoes. Okay. Where you become roommates instead of lovers, where it becomes, oh, she just there, she's gonna handle it. You just assume, she's gonna mop the floor, I'm gonna cook the dinner, she's gonna do the dish. It becomes more of a routine than a relationship. Don't let that happen. You got to spice your relationship up. Take her to the movies, buy her roses, buy her chocolate, buy her jewelry. Women, wear something sexy in the bedroom every once in a while.
Oh my!
Change it up a little bit.
Y'all hear that?
The same pair of pink underwear for the last year. Change it up.
I know they got holes and they ripped, aren't they?
I tell you what. I mean, you gotta make it a little different. That happens. When people get tired of routine, okay. I said this in the last show, and I want to say this again. When foreplay is another way. So that's another one. Set your boundaries immediately. Yes, that's a good idea. And stick to them. When you set them, stick to them.
Bingo.
Foreplay is another good idea. That's different. There are differences. You got to preheat the oven before you stick in the turkey. Just letting you know. Now, I said this on last week's show, and I want to make sure to say this again. Don't rush. Take your time. Slow down. Enjoy each other's company. Okay? If you are dating someone and you know his friends and he's had the same friends for 15 years, don't tell him he can't see his friends. Don't get jealous because a man spends time with his friends. He's coming back to you. You ain't going nowhere. Stop worrying.
Nowhere. Oh, that cooks my grits then, because I think when I get in a relationship, I'm not going to want him around me every day, all day. He got to also still have a life of its own. Yes. And I'm not going to be mad when he decides that he want to go do something else. Go ahead and do it. I see you when you come back. If you come back, I'm cool with it. And you know what else bothers me, DJ? Maybe it's just me, and others may take offense. I do not care if my guy look at another person, another female. It doesn't bother me because I know what you with me.
Let me. I'm
not cocky, y'all. I'm just saying.
You covered 2 things there. Let's go back a little bit. Everybody needs their own time. Men and women need their own time. Okay. Men and women are different. I said in the last show, get used to it. Men and women are different. We don't think the same. We don't process the same. Okay. You're going to need your time. She's going to need her time. That's okay. You guys don't have to agree on every fucking thing. It's no big deal. Okay. Live a little bit. Also, now this one here gets a lot of men and women in trouble. You can look, but you can't touch. And it's also in the way that you look. Don't look at a woman like it's a piece of pizza you ain't seen in 22 years and your mouth starts drooling all over the damn sidewalk.
I don't think I had no guy look at a woman like that. Well, not at least in front of me.
I can tell you when I see something I like, I know how to keep my mouth shut. I just can't keep my eyes where they belong.
Oh, okay? You're gonna fall off the curve if you do that.
I sure enough have, and it hurt like hell too. Let me tell you. I'll tell you a story. I was at a conference, and I was going down the sidewalk, and it was lunchtime, and I was going to go get a hot dog. Well, one of the ladies, when I came into the conference, was about 5'10", blonde hair, blue eyes, and had a couple other features I ain't gonna mention. Well, she was walking down the sidewalk. I saw her coming out of the what do you call it?
She had a big butt and a smile.
Coming out of the
restaurant?
Not a restaurant. Where the speakers gather. Oh Lord.
Stage.
It's like a convention coming out of the convention center, and I'm looking like this, and my chair is going forward because I got my hand on my controller, and all of a sudden I see her run toward me and slide a chair right by my chair. I go off the curb, my chair tips over, my head lands in the chair next to her, and she goes, "You're DJ Carter, right?" I go, "Yes, ma'am." She goes, "Next time you want a hot dog, just ask." And I'm like, "No, I was watching you." And she goes, "I saw you." She goes, "I also saw that you didn't see the curb directly in front of where you were driving."
Oh.
So you got to be careful because you got to understand how your woman feels. Okay, some women can't handle a man looking at another woman. That's a trigger. Women have triggers. That doesn't mean you ain't got to go, "Why are you so jealous for? Why can't I look at another woman for? You know I'm coming home." You don't say all that. You ain't got to do all that. You digging yourself a deeper grave and sleeping your ass in the doghouse is what you're doing.
Sure is.
And I think people want to call something an insecurity, but you know what? You've got to take into consideration how a woman truly feels.
Oh, my Kim, that's a little dangerous. There's no need to kill for them.
Well, that's just
Kim.
That's just Kim.
Okay, Kim. But don't do it, Kim. Let him go, Kim.
I ain't got no bail money, so don't.
I don't think people get bail when they kill, do they?
It depends on if it's involuntary manslaughter or not.
Okay.
But that's a whole nother show.
That's a whole nother issue. That's a whole nother thing.
I don't know where we going with that one. I'm gonna just leave it alone.
I know where we going. I'm not going to jail. That's where they're going.
Yeah, but no, I don't treat everything as an insecurity. Don't say a woman or a man is insecure when they feel something. And let me say this, guys. A relationship in a disability, with a disability or not, trust is valuable.
Yeah.
Trust is valuable. If you don't have trust in a relationship, you don't have anything, and your relationship will crumble.
Now, let's see here. Sherry says, after 11 years, we still take our own moments to ourselves.
And you have to, because I'm telling you what's going to happen. I was with a female for 12 years and off and on for 7 more. Okay?
Dang, I ain't never been in a relationship that long.
You get in the same house and all you need is for her mama to stop talking. And she sound like a Jack in the Box with a knife down her throat. Just talk. And you're in there and you're trying to figure everything out. Sometimes you just got to get away. You cannot be in the same house with the same person all the time. You will get on each other's nerves. It's going to happen.
Well, I don't think I've never been in a relationship that long, so I don't know that feeling. But I'm quite sure it could cook your grits.
And finding the right one is hard. Because you can think you know, and life can do a total 360 on you, and you get knocked on your ass. It happens.
Yeah. It happens. Sure do.
And now there's a difference in see now this word here, loyalty. That word in the English language is misused and misunderstood. Okay? To be loyal to an individual is to trust them beyond all facets. To be loyal is to understand dogs are more loyal than men and women. And understand what, let me explain why I'm saying this. Loyalty takes time to develop. Loyalty does not happen overnight. Trust does not happen overnight. Love does not happen overnight. We covered the "I love you" too. That we covered that 2 shows ago. I'm not even touching that.
It still continues on, bro.
But one thing we really didn't hit on, and one thing I do want to hit on tonight is in a relationship with a disability. When someone has a disability, they are so quick to use the "I love you" word because they think it's going to make a difference.
What?
It does. It complicates things because I'm going to tell you something, folks. There are different kinds of love. Yeah. Shayna could ask me, DJ, I need you to come up here. I need you to take care of something. I would do it in a heartbeat. Shayna could say, I love you, and I know exactly where she's coming from. Shayna could cry on my shoulder and hug me, and I'd sit there and hold her till she's done. That doesn't mean we're going to have 6 kids and be married for 12 years. It's a different kind of love. It's a different kind of understanding.
But okay? DJ, some get that mixed up.
And it's very easy to do because when you start having feelings for a person, the lines get blurred and everything else that happens gets blurred. And that's why it's so hard to communicate because it's based on feeling and it's based on lust and it's not based on love. And that's hard to figure out.
Oh, DJ, just came to my mind. Or what you're saying is very, very true. Or could it be the fact that one person may feel a certain type of way and then the other may not, but that other that may not feel that way is going to pursue you like they feel the same way that you do because they want, they want the nookie, the cookie, the ice cream stick and all that stuff.
Well, and part of that, again, is understanding the person sitting across from you. Elizabeth just got on this show. I said the week ago, Elizabeth actually joined the show with us. I knew Elizabeth when I was, she was 18 and I was 21.
Mm-hmm.
She was my first girlfriend ever. Elizabeth.
Hello, Elizabeth.
She was a sweetheart and we were friends and but again, she said something on last week's show that meant more to me and more to the inside of myself. And it was, you can grow out of love just as fast as you can grow into it.
That's facts.
And it's true because I still sometimes will talk to her and ask her how she's doing because when you're first, you never truly get away from when you're, and it's more of a friend. I would do anything for her. She's a great individual and she's made a lot of amazing accomplishments within herself. I mean, I've seen some of the things that she's done and in her marriage and everything she's gone through. Kim said this, thought I found my soulmate many years ago. I was wrong. I was told I wasn't good enough because of my disability. It's hard to trust again to be in another relationship.
Oh my.
And it takes time to find the right one, to find the one that's going to be there. And
now him right there, he needs to get beat up. You don't need to kill him, Kim, but he needs to get beat up.
No,
and that is wrong.
It's just people get afraid of what they don't understand. And this is why I said at the beginning of the show, a person needs to truly understand your disability before you make a connection like that, because your disability is going to be lifelong.
Yeah. Okay?
Yeah. Shayna, you said, your disability can get worse. You're praying that it doesn't. You're doing the best that you can that it doesn't, but it can. Okay. Yeah. It needs to be dating. A lot of people don't date for the long haul. They date to feed their passion, and that's it. And if you date to feed your passion, you're dating for the wrong reason. Bingo. Some people don't. Some people want to date a different girl every week and want to play the field. I like I said, I was a hornball when I was a kid. Okay, I'm not afraid to admit that I was a hornball when I was a teenager. But I learned very quickly, you cannot hop around from girl to girl and not expect to hurt somebody while you're doing that crap.
Bingo.
We talked a lot about this on the last show with what Kristen just said. You have to learn to love yourself in order to trust your own new choices. That's exactly what we talked about last week.
Yes.
Because you come first. Because in the end, whether you're alone or whether you're together, you still got to deal with your you.
You. Yeah. It's you.
My genetic disorder can get worse. It has been, it has, in the 10 years with my husband and I've been together. And you know what? I remember you told me about that up front. I remember when we first started talking and you were 18, you told me about that up front. And that's the honesty we were talking about. Now, see, this is a part of it right here. He tells me it's not what's on the outside that matter. Only on the inside. Looks fade. And that's true. That's very true. Okay,
Elizabeth, if you got a brother-in-law that's related to your husband, tell him I say, how you doing? not right now. But yeah. But that's what you want in life, out of life. If you're gonna be in a relationship, that's what you want.
In the relationship that I seek, the only thing I want to have is truth, honesty, honesty, trust, and don't lie. That's it. If I can get those three, I mean, I know when it goes into honesty, back into honesty, but
yeah, I was getting confused there, but I didn't want to say anything, bro.
But the reason why I say don't lie is because when you tell one, you got to tell 10 more to cover it up.
And then after a while, you didn't forget what you didn't say.
Exactly. You done told a story so good, you don't even know what the hell's going on. Can't remember the fucking story you told.
And everybody looking stupid because we don't know what the hell's been saying. Yes. God. But you know what, DJ? Since you said the things that you look for in a relationship, I would honestly like to say, I look for honesty. I look for trust. I look for a man that's got some muscles because he's going to have to lift me up at some times. And I look for a whole lot more, but those are what I got right now. I'm still searching what I want. I know what I want.
And a lot of people figure things out in the relationship in time because you can also figure out things about yourself in the relationship that you didn't know.
Oh, he gotta love God. God first. That's what I want to say. He has. We have to put God first in all this. Whatever you believe in, but that's what I believe in. He got to love God too.
You know, honestly, honesty or lack thereof is the root of all of it. Yeah, I can agree with that 110%. I've known Kristen since I was 12. That's I feel like half my past is getting up here now.
But so far it's been a good pass. Have nobody said nothing.
Well, I mean,
good job, bro.
People can say a lot of things, but
yeah,
you know, it is what it is, and you know, I gotta say something about Kristen though, because she pointed out to me something on my profile the other day that I changed, and I'm actually glad she said it because it was true in the fact that nobody is ever always 100.
That's right.
I may give 100% in what I do, but I said, and if you notice that the when my Facebook profile pulls up now, it says I try to do the best that I can because that's honestly what it is. And really, you know, I'm glad that I saw that, and I'm glad that I changed it. And I'm not doing that because I did anything wrong. It's just it's
the way it is.
It is. There is a truth to that in the sense of being able to say, look, nobody is ever 100%. Nobody can always be 100% all the time.
I tell you, if you find one, let me know. That's all I know.
It's tough being 90% all the time, honestly. And
sometimes 50.
And I don't know. My life is, like I said, my life is going through a lot right now, and I'm not airing out my dirty laundry on Facebook. And I said this in last week's show, guys, leave social media alone when it comes to your relationship. If you can't talk to the person you're with, but you want to talk on social media, hush your mouth. Hush your mouth, really.
That's right. Absolutely.
Because the worst thing you can do is bring in 10 other people that don't need to be in trying to tell you what the hell to do. It's between y'all two, and y'all got to work it out.
Yes. And you know what, DJ, to piggyback off of that, that's what I dislike with a passion. I dislike when people are in these relationships with their guy or girl, whatever, partner, whatever it may be. But don't go outside of that relationship and run your mouth and say this and that about that person. Because you're going to make those people that you done drug into your relationship look at that person differently. And then it also going to start causing trouble because 1 minute I'm going to stay, then I'm going to leave. After a while, people get tired of it. Just keep your mouth shut and do what you're going to do. And if you want to sit there and deal with that relationship and work on it, you do. If you don't, you leave, but it's nobody else's business what you do.
One of the best things my barber ever told me, and he cuts my hair, and he's also been a pastor, and he's, really a man of God. He said, if she wants to leave, you have to let her go. But in the same sense, you open your hand flat so that she can come back to you if she wants to come back. And that right there takes a man to understand what life is all about. Some days you're gonna have those days where you say, you know what, I can't take another second.
That's true.
And then 1 hour later, you're in there realizing what you're actually doing is coming out better than you were, because all you can do is worry about what you can control.
That's it.
The things that come out of your mouth and the things that you do are what you can control. You can't control anybody else. You can't control what anybody else says, does, or thinks about you. And sometimes, and I've said this, but also had trouble with it, don't worry about what other people think. Sometimes I've said you gotta weed out your garden, and I've said that 100 times. We both have said that on past shows on my CP and on Sunshine on Wheels.
Yeah.
I like what Kristen just said here. It's nobody. Look at this. It's nobody's business, and if you grow in love for your decision, you won't need to air your grievances with the opposite sex. That's true.
I tell you, if we had a lot more people like that, oh my.
Yeah. I just, I really, that's, when we started this show, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago now, because we've done the 4-part series.
Yeah, it was there.
We've talked about a lot of stuff. And even though Shayna was not hosting, she still was a part of every show. She came on every show that we did on Tuesday. And people know me pretty well. I mean, people know, that if I'm not, in a happy mood, there's usually something either that I'm dealing with, that I'm going through, or that I'm working through. And that's okay. I don't have to be in a happy mood all the time. I don't have to be in a super great mood all the time, but I'm not going to stay upset or stay working through something. I'm going to get through what I've got to get through and move on to what I need to move on to.
And that's all you can do. Hey.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, they a lot of people will use social media as an outlet. Mm-hmm. Okay, but then they get mad when somebody says something or gives an opinion about something. If you're going to put something out on Facebook, be prepared to get an opinion on it. Because people are going to. There are people that live for drama. There are people that have to have drama in their lives, and I don't need people around me like that. I've gotten rid of a lot of people that have that. Sometimes family is even the cause of having the drama. And Elizabeth said this: the problem.
Thank you.
The problem in the house. Let's see. The problem in the house should stay in the house, as what happens in private should stay private, unless, like said last week, it's an abusive. See, that's somebody that watches the show right there. That's somebody that watches the damn show right there.
Hello.
That's exactly what the hell I'm talking about.
Hello. That's right.
That put a smile on my face, because I like when people pay attention to what I say. And I'm not saying that to say, oh, DJ is great and this and the other. I want the shows to make sense, and I want people to get something out of this.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's taken me nearly 40 shoulders years, like myself and my choices, to the unperfect degree I do now. No one should beat themselves up. And, a lot of people do. A lot of people stay in that. And I'd probably say that's one of the biggest misconceptions with relationships and disabilities. People beat themselves up too much.
Yeah.
He's not going to like me because. She's not going to like me because. I can't date him because. I can't date her because. Stop shorting yourself before you even get to the starting line and even start to run the race.
You're never going to date anyone. You're never going to be with anyone. Heck, I got a big head. I know I got a big head, and I know my ankles are small. So what? It is what it is. It's a part of me, whether you like it or not.
But in that, a relationship is not a race. It never has been.
It shouldn't be. And you know what, DJ? I just want to go back to what Kim said when she stated that to airing your laundry out on Facebook. You may be surprised, because some of those people that may be airing out their dirty laundry on Facebook is afraid to approach their partner and tell their partner how they really, really feel. So they'd rather put it on Facebook, which is crazy.
And all they're doing is not really dealing with the problem.
And not being honest and truthful. It is what it is. If you don't like the fact that this man chew with his mouth open, you say something. Don't put it on Facebook. If
but you don't have to knock him down into the ground either.
Yeah.
There, I will say
what
this.
Makes you do things.
When Miss Winnie said this, and it really does stick with me a lot. There's a proper way to say and to do things always.
Yes.
Okay. Absolutely. If the reflection of me changes because of something I say or do, I've got to realize where is what I'm saying coming from. Am I evaluating it the right way? Am I doing it the right way? Am I looking at it the right way? Sometimes you have to truly evaluate yourself before you ever say one word. Elizabeth Patrick says this: always follow your heart. You never know unless you try. A great song to listen to is Fear is a Liar. That is a good song too. I've heard that.
Yes.
Don't post to embarrass someone. Look, let me just comment on what she said. Okay, this I'm gonna have the last laugh. I'm gonna tell you, these people that got to do this crap right here, I'm gonna get the last laugh. You're gonna end up crying. I can tell you. When you try to hurt someone else, it's gonna come back on you. And look, the heat of the moment is the heat of the moment. That's why I said at the beginning of this show, take time to cool down. Take time to slow down. Take time to think about what you're saying before it leaves your mouth.
Absolutely right.
Hey, Annabelle, how are you?
You know what, DJ? I can honestly say that it don't bother me if I get the last word. It doesn't bother me at all. I let you talk, and I let you continue to talk, and I just move on out the way and allow you to keep on talking.
But see, you're also not trying to pressure someone into something either. With what you've been through in your life and the shit that you've gone through, you've learned sometimes you got to let stuff go.
Just let it go.
And I'd probably say that's the hardest thing for me is to let shit go, to let it roll off my shoulders because I wear my emotions on my sleeve.
Yeah.
And it just is. It's the one thing that but I'm okay with it because I've been the same. I've wore my heart on my sleeve since I was born, and I'm not gonna change that part of me because that part of me. I'm glad you're doing well, Annabelle. It's. The only change that you make within yourself is changes that you're ready for or change that God wants you to make. And that's, and God created me the way he did. And I do things the way I do. Like I said, I'm not going to say I always do it right, or I may not do it, the way somebody may like it, but it's what I am. And everybody falls short.
All fall short
of God. That's the honest truth.
And if you can find one who has,
we've got to be willing to accept that. We've also got to be willing to forgive. And I think in a relationship with or without disabilities, that's the number one thing you've got to. And if you offer a clean slate, let it truly be clean.
Yeah, and don't keep bringing up the stuff from the past that you said you didn't forgave the person for. Nobody want to hear that.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know what? Because I was watching something on TV because sitting here, that's all I could do besides read my book. I was sitting and I'm like, okay, so this one particular woman left her husband, but she still stayed married to him because he cheated. He done this, he done that to her. Okay, you all go through the counseling. I love it. I'm here for it. You go through that. And then you're back together. You saying you're stronger than ever. But yet you go back to counseling to say the reason why now that you didn't forgave and forgot and now you want to be with him. But y'all back together, and now you say the reason why you feel this way is because he cheated and he did that and he did this. What sense does it make?
Let me just comment on that little nugget of information you just gave. Okay. And this may be, thank you, Kimberly. That's very sweet. I appreciate that. People break up for a reason. And that's something that my brother told me. And my brother has a philosophy of, I'm right, I've always been right, and I can never do wrong. But I'm going to tell you something. That is one thing that I have heard my brother say, and that has come to fruition far too many times than I can count. Now, it does not mean that somebody can't get together again and restructure and fix and make it better. But when you break up, you got to take time to heal.
That's true.
I think so many people go break up with somebody and then 3 weeks later they're dating another person. And you say, oh no, it weren't that big a deal. I was just dating. Now, don't do that to yourself, and don't do that to the other person that you hurt. That's what people have to think about. You've got to take time to and even though a lot of people don't even realize it and they just jump. That's one reason I got CP. I ain't jumping no damn where. I'm gonna let y'all know.
Well, I'm in the wheelchair and I ain't rolling no goddamn where.
You just got to be. Sometimes you got to take time to let you. And there it is, right there. If you move on to the next person, what are you trying to hide? Did you really love the other person? See, this is what I want this show to do. These questions that are coming out right here. Good Lord Almighty.
But hold on, bro. Absolutely right. But was it really love from the beginning, or was it love?
And that kind of goes back.
Was it really love, or was it lust?
Yeah, to what we talked about earlier. Okay, women want to be loved. Women want to be loved, but some of them don't want to work to find it.
Yeah.
Men want to get love, but they don't want to give everything they got to give it back.
Yes.
See, now that right there is important.
Oh my. Oh my goodness.
Okay. All right. Two new people, the same looking shells we call skin, can come back together. Not two of the same people y'all were when you broke up the last time. Now that's true too, but that's only if each person evaluates themselves and take a look at what really happened. So that's very true.
That means somebody wasn't really over it when they said that they were. Somebody is being fake. Somebody living foul.
And I don't think it's a bad idea to try to get back together. I don't think it's a bad idea to try to work things out. But I think you can't get into the same routine or things that happened the last time and expect it to be okay.
But my thing is, DJ, is if you want to get back with that person, go for it. You all work on you. But my thing is, do not bring up stuff from the past that you said you have forgiven me from, and we're not going to talk about it no more. If I did it 5 years ago, okay, it was done 5 years ago. Don't wait for 10 years later to talk about what I did 5 years ago.
And see, they're using that. They're using that as ammunition, and that's not right. Let me couple of comments here. Be you. If you move too fast, you will sure crash and burn. I said at the beginning of the show, what I say, Shanna, take your time.
That's it. That's it. Don't jump. Don't jump. Just because you're feeling hot down there in them pants seat area, don't jump. Just because somebody done gave you a nice, good kiss, don't jump. And that's what
something that lasts a minute. Something that lasts a minute will change your life for a lifetime.
God knows I sure do know about that one. And I didn't even like the men after I had the children by them. I left. So I know this. I know of jumping too fast and what will happen.
But you know what? Your children are amazing.
I love my babies. Yes,
and your children are special. You know, and that's and that's another. You know, we got so many comments coming in now. One has to be willing to be open, to be real in order to fix things. Good Lord, Elizabeth, I love when you get on the show, girl. I'm telling you.
Yeah, they have to, but are they willing to?
Mm-hmm. The past is the past. You can't change it. You can only fix the future. You said that last week. Well said. When I thought someone really did love me, but was cheated on for 4 years, so now it's hard to trust men. And see, that's going back to the whole issue of, you know, everybody's different. Everybody's not the same. But that's where those walls come up. And that's why it's hard to get around it, and it takes time to build it back. That's what we were saying, to build the trust back later on, to fight through it and say, okay, I realize that you feel this way right now. I can understand that this was done to you in the past, but I'm not that way. Now, to come off and say it and to come off and show it is two completely different things.
Yes, but you also got to leave that alone, work on yourself, heal yourself, and trust yourself to know that the next person that you get in a relationship with won't do those things that other person does.
Read this comment right here, Shannon. Read this comment.
Don't jump too fast. You never know how deep the water is. Good grief, because God knows you're going to drown.
I love this right here. Don't jump too fast. You never know how deep the water is.
You're going to drown.
You ever seen somebody driving that new Bugatti and they go through that puddle? Oh, it ain't that deep. Whoa, and what they do, get that water in that intake, and their car is a paperweight.
Gone.
A Bugatti.
They still got payments on it.
It's $3.4 million. Okay? Don't go too fast.
Wow.
Man, drown or be broken. Yeah, that's.
Or ate up by the sharks.
You. That's why they say marriage is a lifetime. It's a lifetime of work and commitment. Absolutely. That's why they say till death do us part, because there are going to be those times where you're like, girl, if you say one more thing to me, I'm going to take this iron and give you a new nose. She gonna pick up the broom and say, I'm gonna sweep you where the sun don't shine, and you're gonna end up outside. Trust me, I know. I have seen these things happen. You've got to take your time.
Yes.
I'm glad we did this one. I hope this 4-part series, cleared some things up on disability and on, what to look for. You don't have to share. Wow, my grandparents will be married 65 years this year. That's awesome.
What I'm talking about.
That's awesome.
That's what I'm talking about. When I get married, I want to be married to one.
Nanny and Pop were married 47, 48, something like that. But it really, you don't have to share everything on your first date. Okay. Don't judge what you don't understand. Ask questions, but ask them the right way. If you want to know the answer to something, ask it. On a first date, please don't ask the girl, can she feel down there? Or don't ask the guy, can he feel down there? That is not a first date question. Please. What kind of people are they? Come on now. Y'all got to know. Got to talk. Sherry talked about it earlier. Set your boundaries. The can you have sex question should not be asked on the first date. And there's a way to ask that question. That is
what kind of people question. Is this? I mean, this is what's going on when you're going out here to date. They jump. That's what they get to.
Because a lot of people that are dating on these sites are thinking about one thing. And they're not thinking about the long haul. And that's where you've got to get Don't give more info than ask. That's true. They're only looking for one thing and it's true. I'm just
that's
saying,
right, Elizabeth.
That's true, but that is a common question with people with disabilities. I've had more males message me in private groups and say, "Are you able to have sex?" Man, you don't even know my name, and you're going to ask me a question like that. Shut the hell up.
Hold on. Why do they want to know that? That's
because they're insecure about themselves and they want to try to find out how they can, it's.
Oh, maybe you got to do a sex book, sex with the CP, sex while.
I mean, that's a possibility. Yeah, Daniel. All of the episodes are on my YouTube channel. My CP does not define me. They're in a playlist. So as you scroll down, my CP does not define me. You will see Real Talk on Will's Talk as a playlist, and you can watch all of these as soon as. And I'll post this one up tonight. So all of these episodes will be up there, and it's all in the same playlist as and there's a separate playlist for My CP Does Not Define Me as well. So I hope that answers that question for you. My disability is easily seen by the way I walk. I get just judged constantly because of this. So relationships are extremely hard for me because of this. But see, that's all in the people. See, if you're gonna be judged, and if you're gonna be judged by someone, you don't need them. You don't need to worry about them. You don't need them in your life. You've already got the people you need in your life. So don't worry about. No. I'm gonna tell you now, sex with DJ ain't happening. I ain't putting that title up there. No.
Oh, that should gonna be your book title, DJ.
No.
That's your book title.
Nope. So
I mean, hey, we can get a 1-800.
Whoa.
We got a 1-800 hotline now going. And they can ask you the questions that they need to ask. I am
not Dr. Ruth. No.
I mean, we can get it going, DJ.
If you let your disability have you, they won. A common scene in a Facebook group I'm part of is we aren't seen. Wait a minute. If we aren't seen, we aren't heard. Wow.
That's absolutely right.
But I think, oh God, 1-800 call. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, 1-800 call DJ. Or 1-800 hotline DJ.
Shayna, you see what you see. Shayna, you see what you started, Lord Jesus.
I mean, this is a way that we can do this, DJ, because those want to know. They need to know what's going on out here in the world and how they can have sex. This is the way that we can get it done, DJ.
If you got to call me to find out how, you better back up for a little while. I'm going to just say.
Maybe it's been rusty. Maybe someone haven't done it in a while. You never know.
I'll answer a question, but I'm not going to devote a hotline to it. I can tell you that.
1-800 call DJ.
No.
What's that music that play in the background?
Shayna.
Oh,
you gonna get a foot. Okay. You gonna get a foot cramp. Stop for real.
1-800 call DJ.
Oh my God!
Just call.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Y'all having too much. Y'all having too much fun.
Ow. I gotta stop. Ow. Okay, I'm done.
Ooh.
I won't do it no more.
You know what they say about karma, don't you? Come on now.
And it's paying back. I quit. I quit. No. 1-800 just call.
No.
Just call.
That number. I need to put a disclaimer up at the bottom of the screen that it's not an active number.
It can be.
All right. So how do we close this thing, Shayna?
Okay. I just want to tell you this. Don't be ashamed of the disability that you live with. If you want to be in a relationship, you go out there and do that. Be in a relationship. but don't allow your disability to dictate to you who you should be with. And if that person cannot understand your situation, your disability, then they get deuces and put the wheelchair in 4 and run over their toes. Take your crutch and kick them in the crotch. There you go.
I'll to add to that, you're going to hear 1,000 no's before you get the right one, and you may go through a lot of weeds before you find a rose. I've said you have to weed out your garden, and weeds can take it over, and it doesn't take long to do that. So that's one of the things that you really have to look out for, and you got to get to know someone, because a lot of people may try to pull the wool over your eyes and tell you the things that you want to hear, but then you get with them and you find out what kind of person they really are. They really are. So next week we'll be back Tuesday at 6:00. Thank everybody for tuning in with us tonight. This episode will be on YouTube under Get Real with Will's Talk with DJ and Shayna. That'll be in the playlist on YouTube, www.youtube.com/mycp does not define me. You guys can see this episode on my Facebook page, DJ Carter Jr. Shayna, you will share it to
my Facebook.
Your Facebook.
Yes, sir.
And then we are in the midst of creating the Get Real on Will's Talk Facebook like page, and we're also going to have the show there. If you guys would like to have a topic on the show, you can email me at carterdj85@gmail.com. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, you could also email me there, carterdj85.com. And again, no capital letters, no spaces. So we will see you guys next week, and please tune in tomorrow for My CP Does Not Define Me at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So looking forward to seeing you guys there. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. If you can't be good, be bad, but be good at it. This is D to the J with the Roll Away, and my sister Shayna from Another Mister. Y'all have a nice one.
All right. Bye.